Hi there, I'm Andy Stevenson. Now, have you ever listened to an audiobook and you're enjoying the story, the characters are portrayed well, but there's something not quite right? It's hard to put your finger on it, but then you realise that the narrator is flying through the manuscript as if they are desperate for it to end. Or maybe it's the opposite of that. The delivery is too slow and isn't reflecting the excitement and pace of the action. Or maybe the narrator leaves a long, awkward silence after a totally normal line. These things are frustrating, and it's all to do with pacing. So, if you're an aspiring, new, or even a seasoned narrator, or an interested author, or an audiobook listener, stick with me through this video, during which I will address the really important issue of perfect pacing. Now, I believe that there are two phases to getting your pacing to a truly professional level. Liken it to carving a sculpture. Your narration, your performance, that's the raw block of marble. It's where you carve out the basic shape, the emotion, and the core energy of the story. It has to be good, it has to have that raw potential. But the work isn't done when you finish sitting in front of your mic. Next is the precision post-production. That's the fine chisel and polish. It's where you smooth out the rough spots, define the sharp details, and make the whole thing perfect. Now this video focuses on the first one, performance, and look out for a second video which will follow this one, in which the focus will be on how you can perfect your pacing during the editing process. So, before we even think about opening our editing software, we have to capture a performance that's worth polishing in the first place. A great performance is your foundation, and it's about more than just reading words clearly. It's about making deliberate choices that serve the story. The main mental shift is to adopt what I call the bedside conversation tone. You aren't giving a lecture, you're telling a story to one person. It's intimate, it's personal. This mindset alone naturally encourages a more conversational speed and keeps you from falling into that stiff presentational voice. So, with that as our starting point, let's get into the 3 pillars of performance pacing. So, tip 1, the power of the deliberate pause. Now, pauses are the most powerful tool you have as a narrator, but they are all too often underused. Most new narrators are genuinely afraid of silence. It feels awkward, so they rush, completely steamrolling the punctuation that the author put there for a reason. Punctuation is your roadmap. It's giving you clues about when to pause, where to put emphasis, and what the emotion of the piece is. A pause isn't just empty space, it's an active storytelling tool. It gives the listener a second to process what they just heard, to feel the weight of a big reveal, or to get excited about what's next. Think about this sentence. He opened the door and saw the one thing he never expected. Or, he opened the door and saw the one thing he never expected. That little pause is everything. If you rush it, you kill the suspense. So the key here is to recognise when a pause is needed and when it isn't. Sometimes the author might have given a clue with their punctuation, but if you make sure you are really concentrating on the story, its drama, and its mood, you'll know when to add a pause, even if the author didn't make it obvious. Now, just a quick reminder at this stage to like this video if so far it is hitting the right spot for you. It really helps me grow the channel, and I'd be very grateful if you could. So, moving on to tip 2. Vary your cadence to match the mood. Yes, pillar number 2 is changing up your speed, rhythm and pitch. A monotonous one-speed pace is the fastest way to make someone's mind wander. Your pacing has to serve the content. Think of your narration speed like the gears of a car. You wouldn't drive down the motorway in first gear, and you wouldn't try to navigate a crowded multi-storey car park in fifth. When the story gets into a high-stakes action sequence, a car chase, a frantic escape, you should naturally speed up. The words should feel more urgent, tumbling out just a bit faster to match the scene's adrenaline. And on the flip side, when a character is having a quiet moment of reflection or a tender, emotional conversation, you have to slow down. Let the words hang in the air. Give them space. This variety is what keeps a listener locked in, because their own emotional state starts to match the rhythm of your voice. Now, here's a great exercise. Pick 2 totally different scenes from a book, one high action and one quiet and thoughtful. Record yourself reading both and aim for a noticeable, maybe 20% difference in your words per minute between the two. Doing this deliberately will help make dynamic pacing second nature. Give it a go. Tip 3. Use your breath as a tool. Yes, let's talk about the unsung hero of vocal performance, your breath. Bad breathing habits are the silent killer of good pacing. When you take shallowy, panicky little breaths from your chest, you'll find yourself running out of air mid-sentence. That forces you to either rush the last few words or take a loud, gasping inhale. Both are terrible for pacing. Practice diaphragmatic breathing, breathing deep from your belly. This is non-negotiable for any serious narrator. It calms you down, gives you a huge tank of air, and gives you incredible control. With proper breath support, you can nail those long, complex sentences without rushing. You can deliver a powerful line without your voice shaking. It lets you make calm, intentional choices about where you breathe instead of letting your lungs call the shots. Your breath is the engine for your voice. When you control it, you control your pace. So, here's another suggestion. Before you start each of your narrating sessions, take 1 to 2 minutes to breathe deeply from your belly. This will very quickly calm you down, make you feel relaxed, and get your breathing to start at the right depth and pace. Okay, so that's the performance side of pacing, and it completes this video. Now, remember, if your pacing is not perfect following your performance in front of the microphone, which it won't be, then all is not lost, because when you get back to your desk and you open your editing software, that's when you can make those final adjustments, which will make your word sculpture a piece of fine art. Now, as I mentioned, I'll address that in part 2 of this 2-video series, so look out for that. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It's free, of course, and always will be, and by also clicking on the bell icon, you'll be notified when the second video in this mini-series is released, as well as other videos in the future. And if you have any questions on this particular video or anything else to do with audiobooks and audiobook narration, then please post them below and I will aim to answer every single one. Okay, so that's it. Bye for now, and see me again soon.